When I was 23, having never been to Europe before and only knowing my girlfriend for about 4 months, I booked a one-way ticket, flew all the way to London, and proposed. When I was 26, with absolutely no professional photography experience, I bought a camera, built a makeshift website, and placed myself outside of college graduations and started asking students if they wanted photos taken. Both were entirely unconventional ideas, and both changed my life forever. I am where I am today because in the face of uncertainty, in the face of opportunity, I took action. Who you are, who you become, who you are tomorrow is entirely dependent on the actions that you take today. Today, I'm going to walk you through and tell you exactly what it takes, exactly what you need to do to take action. Step number one is to come prepared. You have no idea when opportunity is going to present itself, and it's best to always be prepared. I'm gonna go ahead and dig back into my own past here and when I ended up proposing to my girlfriend of 4 months, who of course is now my wife. There was plenty of time, years even, when I was not prepared for this kind of opportunity to present itself. Just like a lot of people, I have been in and out of relationships, but in the year or so preceding, when I met my now wife, I was confident, I was working on myself, I was traveling all the time, I was working out. I was exactly the man that I wanted to be, and when that girlfriend landed in my lap, I knew exactly what I wanted and I went for it. The truth is that the vast majority of us don't actually know what we want when we see it. We often second guess ourselves, we wonder if this is really who I want to spend the rest of my life with, because the truth is we don't actually know. If you're prepared, if you are the man or the woman that you always want to be, you know exactly what attributes you're looking for. You know exactly which red flags are deal breakers. And when that perfect person, that perfect woman, that perfect man lands in your lap, you know when you have to take the opportunity. And the same is true in business. Just like someone who knows exactly what they're looking for when the right partner falls in their lap. Someone who is secure and confident in their professional and financial development, they know what works for them. They know what pitfalls to look out for. And by extension, they know when a great opportunity presents itself. Number two, know your why. And I know this is going to start sounding like a stupid motivational video, but you have to know why you're into something. Not just because of that initial action. Every single day when it gets hard, and it will, you don't just take action once, you have to take action over and over and over again. Let's just say you want to be a YouTuber. You pick up a camera, no matter how great that first video is, it will always be worthless without the rest of the story. And when you get no views or 10 views or 20 views, you will wonder why. You will wonder why you're putting in the effort. You will wonder why you want this. Step number three, remove everything out of your life that does not suit your purpose. There are probably a lot of examples of this that I could draw from, but when I was like 20-ish years old, I was 50 pounds overweight, and it was a huge struggle. I literally and physically moved everything that I shouldn't eat out of sight. I used to drive right by Burger King on my way out of town. I actually changed my route completely, so I'm not even going by Burger King. Removed everything from my cupboard that I couldn't eat. We default to what's easy, and by removing the things that don't serve you out of your life, they are no longer easy. I then set an alarm. I went running every day at 3 o'clock. Rain, snow, shine, didn't matter. I set an alarm. As soon as that alarm went off, I left. I went. I was gone. To a certain extent, this obviously takes discipline, but at the same time, you remove the distractions from your life, and it makes that discipline that much easier. If you're trying to build a business, for example, and you can't get over the PS5, remove it. Take it out of the equation. You can't play a PS5 if it's not there. Sell it. Throw it in the trash can. I don't care. You know exactly what's distracting you from taking the action that you need to take. Step number four is you need to figure out what is the next most obvious step. For a lot of us, creating a real business, one that's actually profitable, is extremely overwhelming. And in large part, that's because there are so many steps to actually creating something that works. If you want to create a restaurant, for example, you got to find a place to rent, you need to solidify your recipes, you need to get the health inspector, you got to get the licensing. There are just all of these steps that actually, first of all, take money, and secondly, take some sort of expertise that maybe you don't have. If you're creating this restaurant, your next most obvious step might be to figure out a location. Maybe you need to solidify your recipes. Maybe you don't even need a restaurant. Maybe you don't even need licensing. Maybe what you need is a blog or a YouTube channel where you send out these recipes and just see how people react to them. Once you've figured out the next most obvious step, it's time for number 5, and that is to take action. There are a lot of people out there who are just going to tell you, just do it. But the truth is, if you haven't figured out your why, if you haven't prepared yourself, if you haven't demystified what it means to take the next most obvious action, if nothing else, you're just going to wonder what you're doing. It doesn't just come. It's not obvious. When things get hard, and they certainly will, you're going to wonder what you're doing because you're not really sure. This isn't supposed to be discouraging. This is an encouragement. Get right with yourself. Come prepared. Know your why. Know the most obvious next step. And know that it doesn't have to be moving across the world to marry your fiancé. It can be simply starting your TikTok, or starting your YouTube, or writing in your journal. It can be removing the Lucky Charms from your cupboard. But do it today. Start today. Take action today. Thanks for watching. Ciao.